Today on The Update, President debunks claims by NDC. Council of State meets President over import duties. Parliament passes public holiday bill, minority members walk out. Hillary Clinton closes out 2020 presidential run. Chanel produces first show without Karl Lagerfeld. Hello, it's Ghana's 62nd birthday and we're happy to bring to you another edition of The Update. I'm Lady Akosiopoulos. A letter written by the NDC chairman to answer the requests of President Akufo-Addo to organize a joint meeting between the two main political parties to deliberate and to come up with possible solutions to end the political party thuggery seemingly did not appeal to the President Akufo-Addo, as he's rejected claims that the governing New Patriotic Party, NPP, has enlisted party militia into the national security apparatus. In response to the NDC's letter, President Akufo-Addo said in a letter that the assertion by the opposition party was untrue. Excerpts from the letter noted that contrary to the assertion of the NDC, no evidence had been established at the ongoing Emile Short Commission about the sponsorship by the New Patriotic Party of the vigilantes into the national security system. No such sponsorship has taken place and none will take place. In any case, it is surely prejudicial to the work of the Commission for citizens to start drawing conclusions on the materials before the Commission prior to the Commission making its own findings and recommendations on the matter. In addition, the President noted that neither the government nor the ruling New Patriotic Party have made any plans to recruit party thugs for the 2020 general elections. Thus, no such directive has been given, nor will any such directive be given, and no such recruitment is taking place. The New Patriotic Party does not need political party thugs to win the 2020 election. The NPP will do so on the basis of its record, argument, and values. The President ended his letter by indicating that his party and the NDC were in high hopes of working together to achieve positive results and spare the country unnecessary consequences and traumas of vigilantism. Meanwhile, for more details of the letter, kindly visit our website at thedailyguidetwork.com. The Council of State is intervening in the high import duties paid by importers at the country's ports. Members of the Council of State on Tuesday, March 5th, met President Akufo-Addo at the Jubilee House to hold discussions on high import duties and levies at the country's ports. The Council of State, with Nana Otuo-Serebor, is an advisory to the President. The Council of State's intervention was sought by the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, and other groups over high import tariffs making clearing of goods very expensive. The Council has since met relevant institutions such as the Customs Divisions of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, Ministry of Trade and Industry, GUTA, and the Ministry of Finance to find ways to address the subject. It, however, decided to discuss findings from the engagements, together with its conclusions and recommendations, with the President behind closed doors. The Council, among others, commended the President for reopening the Obuasi mines, restoring peace in Dagbon, and helping to install a new Yana. It further commended him for the creation and inauguration of 6 new regions and the appointment of regional ministers and their deputies. President Akufo-Addo thanked members of the Council for the good work it has done so far, especially regarding advice and wise counseling. He expressed the hope that the Council would find more time to meet and deliberate on national matters to enhance Ghana's development. Parliament on Tuesday, March 5th this year passed the Public Holiday Amendment Bill into law, but the minority members in Parliament led by their leader, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, walked out before it was read the third time and passed. Similarly, last week, Thursday, the minority members in Parliament staged a walkout bill because they said the amendment sought to rewrite the country's history regarding the founding father status of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Their opposition is mainly against the government's decision to change the status of the Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, from a founder to be one of several other founders. The act, which amended the Public Holidays Act 2001, Act 601, to provide for January 7th, August 4th, and September 21st as additional statutory holidays, and for the celebration of May 25th and July 1st as commemorative days. Before the walkout, Mr. Idrisu and the minority ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Mr. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, had noted that any future National Democratic Congress (NDC) government would amend the constitution to reassert the founding father status of Dr. Nkrumah. Mr. Idrisu said the role played by Dr. Nkrumah in the attainment of Ghana's independence could not be disputed, although he admitted that other Ghanaians played their part in the independence struggle. Mr. Idrisu, who is the National Democratic Congress NDC Member of Parliament MP for Tamale South, said every country had an icon and indicated that Dr. Nkrumah was Ghana's icon and must be recognized as such. He even said the BBC had recognized Dr. Nkrumah as the African of the millennium, while his statue had been mounted at the African Union AU headquarters in Ethiopia. Therefore, he said any attempt to change the founder's status of Dr. Nkrumah to have a Founders' Day celebration was an attempt to deny him the due reverence. He also criticized the government's decision to celebrate January 7th as a holiday and indicated that the president and MPs were sworn in on January 7th. NDC MPs from Bulisan North and ranking member of the Defense and Interior Committee, Mr. James Agaga, Alhaji Bashir Fousseni Al-Hassan, also argued that Dr. Nkrumah's contribution to Ghana's independence and African struggle was monumental. Therefore, they said any attempt to change the narrative of his contribution would not succeed. Majority members, on the other hand, led by the leader Mr. Osei Che Mensah Bonsu, argued that Dr. Nkrumah could not be sole founding father of Ghana since there were other prominent Ghanaians who played key roles in the independence struggle. They added that even before Dr. Nkrumah was invited by the United Gold Coast Convention UGCC, there were some founding pillars of UGCC who had started the independence struggle. The debate and subsequent walkout followed a motion for a second reading of and a presentation of the report of the Committee on Defense and Interior on the Public Holiday Amendment Bill. After the walkout, the majority side stayed through to take the bill through a second reading. It will now go through the consideration stage before it is read a third time and passed. Welcome back, and now on to our next story. In her concession speech 2 years ago, Hillary Clinton said, "Our best days are still ahead of us." Now in 2019, with such a diverse group of Democrats dominating the House of Representatives, many thought and believed that the time would be now to run again. But that won't be happening for Hillary, as she has ruled out a second US presidential run in the upcoming 2020 elections. She said, "I'm not running, but I'm going to keep on working and speaking and standing up for what I believe." And perhaps with such an eclectic group of Democrats runners on the ticket this year, both male and female, the competition is much more fierce, making Hillary Clinton throw in the towel. There were high hopes for Clinton in 2016, where the Democratic candidate was widely expected to become the first female US president, before a shock defeat by Donald Trump. When asked by News 12 if she would run again for any public office in the future, she said, "I don't think so." Clinton has, however, spoken to the declared 2020 Democratic candidates, saying, "I've told every one of them, don't take anything for granted." This is her perhaps reflecting on the surprise turn of events that took place in the last elections, where many thought she would definitely win. Mrs. Clinton did make history as the first female presidential nominee for a major US party. However, throughout her campaign, she was often criticized of her reliance on Wall Street big cat donors and being out of touch with younger voters, unlike underdog candidate Bernie Sanders, who, by the way, is the latest Democrat to run and looks to be one of the favorites. Still, with such a mix of candidates running, who knows, the future could still be female for the US presidency race. Lastly, French fashion house Chanel paid tribute to Karl Lagerfeld, its late creative director, at Paris Fashion Week. The Autumn-Winter 2019 show, with its fashion icon attendees from Anna Wintour, Kirsten Stewart, Naomi Campbell, Claudia Schiffer to Monica Bellucci. The event started with a minute of silence in respect to Karl's memory. Then Lagerfeld's voice echoed through the venue, talking about how he renewed Chanel's appeal and sharing early memories of his time at the brand. Lagerfeld, who died on February 19th at the age of 85, had served as an artistic director of Chanel since 1983. Karl's creativity and genius, which was ahead of his time, widely contributed to Chanel's success throughout the world, Wertheimer said at a statement following his death. The show's set design transported guests from the Grand Palais in Paris to an alpine village complete with snow-topped houses set against a backdrop of mountain peaks, in what may have been a nod to Lagerfeld's German roots. The collection was designed in collaboration with Lagerfeld's successor, Virginie Viard, the director of Chanel's fashion creation studio and Lagerfeld's right-hand woman for more than 30 years. Models including Lagerfeld's favorites Carla Delevingne and Kaia Gerber showed a parade of the brand's signatures. Amidst a mostly dark color palette were a stream of delicate all-white looks, including a feather miniskirt modeled by Penelope Cruz. Lagerfeld's other luxury labels have also paid tribute to the designer in recent weeks. At Milan Fashion Week, Fendi, the Italian brand, where Lagerfeld served as an artistic director for 54 years, closed its Autumn-Winter 2019 show with a segment of the documentary 2013, Karl Lagerfeld Sketches His Life. Chloe the French house he managed from 1963 to 1983 and again from 1992 to 1997 provided guests with postcards featuring images and quotes from Lagerfeld's tenure. Per this tribute, Karl might be dead, but his contribution to fashion and legacy lives on. So that'll be all for today's update, but do well to visit our website at dailyguidenetwork.com for more news, or follow us on social media via Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at The Daily Guide Network for more stories in and around the world. And while you're online, don't forget you can also get interactive with me at Lady Pulos on Instagram. The update was brought to you by Diamond Cement, powered by Press Express, and supported by Casa Clothing. This has been Lady Okosopoulos. Happy Independence Day.